Let's start with something slightly uncomfortable. The people who chase happiness the hardest are usually the most stressed. Yeah, the ones with the vision boards, the positive vibes only mugs, the alarm that goes off at 5 a.m. just to journal about gratitude. Half of them look like they're one spilled coffee away from emotional collapse. And here's the real plot twist. Pleasure, the thing we think will save us, is also the thing quietly sabotaging us. Wild, right? It's like ordering extra cheese on life, and then being shocked your emotional arteries feel clogged. So what if I told you hedonism, the love of pleasure, isn't the villain or the hero, but more like that chaotic, if you're here, there's a good chance you're tired. Not just, I need coffee tired. I mean that deep, slightly dramatic, is this all life is, tired. The kind where you want peace, motivation, joy, but every attempt feels like chasing soap in the shower. Slippery, annoying, slightly humiliating. You try to treat yourself. You binge a show. You buy something online at 2 a.m. because it was on sale and the dopamine said, go on, bestie, you deserve it. For 5 minutes? Magic. Then comes the emotional hangover. The guilt. The why do I still feel empty spiral. You've probably Googled things like how to be happy or morning routine of successful people, and then immediately closed the tab because one guy suggested ice baths while reciting affirmations to the moon. You want more joy, more energy, more meaning. But you also don't want to turn into a monk who only eats quinoa and smiles suspiciously at sunsets. You want balance, fun, productivity, freedom, a life that doesn't feel like a to-do list wearing a trench coat. And deep down, you're wondering something very real. Why does pleasure feel so good but also kind of hollow? Yeah, that question, that's the door to this whole conversation. Here's what most people do when they hear hedonism or pleasure-based living. They go full extreme. Either, option A, YOLO mode. Life becomes a buffet of dopamine. Late nights, endless scrolling, snack after snack. I'll start being disciplined on Monday energy. Every emotion gets comforted by food, shopping, or that one show you've already watched 3 times but refuse to abandon because emotional safety. Option B, the opposite cult. They decide pleasure is evil. Suddenly, smiling feels suspicious. Fun is unproductive. You enjoy a donut and immediately feel like you've betrayed your ancestors and at least 3 motivational speakers on Instagram. Both approaches are equally chaotic. One turns you into a sleepy raccoon with a credit card. The other turns you into a motivational poster that nobody invited to the party. The internet doesn't help. It sells this idea that pleasure equals happiness. Just follow your bliss, they say, as if your bliss isn't currently telling you to skip work and rewatch chaos compilations on YouTube. So people keep stacking pleasures like Lego blocks of joy. More entertainment, more comfort, more escape. But weirdly, the more they chase it, the less satisfying it becomes. It's like trying to fill a bucket with a hole at the bottom using a fancy golden spoon. And the worst part? Most advice tells you to either grind harder or relax harder, as if the answer is just adjusting the volume, not changing. Here's the quiet truth. You're not actually craving pleasure. You're craving a feeling. You want to feel safe, alive, respected, in control, free. You want moments where your brain finally stops screaming and says, okay, this feels good. This feels right. Pleasure is just the shortcut we've been using to reach those emotional states. It's the fast food version of fulfillment. Quick relief with a side of regret. Deep down, this whole hedonism thing isn't about laziness or indulgence. It's about wanting a life that feels rich instead of rushed, meaningful instead of mechanical, enjoyable instead of just endured. So what if the smarter move isn't killing pleasure or worshiping it? But here's the big aha moment. Not all pleasure is equal. Some pleasure drains you. Some pleasure builds you. Think of your brain like a phone battery. Some activities are like doom scrolling on 3% brightness with 47 apps open. Others are like plugging into a fast charger while playing your favorite calm music. The problem? Most modern pleasure is cheap dopamine. High spike, instant drop. Like sugar for the soul. It tastes amazing, then leaves you crashing on your emotional couch questioning your life decisions. Smart hedonism, though? That's different. That's pleasure with a future. Pleasure that feels good now and still respects who you want to be tomorrow. Imagine 2 evenings. Evening 1. You flop onto the bed, scroll for 2 hours, eat snacks you don't even remember tasting, and go to sleep feeling like a slightly disappointed potato. Evening 2. You go for a slow walk, listen to a podcast that actually inspires you, cook a decent meal, laugh with someone you care about, then sleep like a human being instead of a haunted spreadsheet. Both are pleasure, but only one recharges your soul like a spa day for your nervous system. True hedonism isn't about more pleasure. It's about better pleasure. It's choosing things that satisfy on a deeper level. The kind that makes you say, "That felt good, and I'm still proud of myself." The kind that whispers self-respect instead of yelling temporary excitement. And here's where productivity sneaks in like a responsible friend at a wild party. When you enjoy the process, motivation stops feeling like a military drill. It becomes curiosity, movement, flow. You stop forcing life and start guiding it. Ever noticed how time flies when you're genuinely engaged? That's pleasure too. The focused kind. The "I forgot to check my phone" kind. And honestly, that's the jackpot. Smart pleasure lives at the intersection of enjoyment and purpose. It's not about eliminating fun. It's about upgrading fun. Instead of "what feels good right now?" ask, "what feels good and helps future me not hate present me?" Suddenly, meet Ollie. Ollie has had a long day. Brain fried. Soul slightly toasted. He tells himself, "I deserve pleasure," which is fair. Ollie is human. Ollie has tried. Ollie is also extremely vulnerable to bad decisions after 9 p.m. Old Ollie would immediately grab his phone, scroll memes, order food he promised not to eat, and suddenly it's 2 a.m. and he's watching a documentary about competitive hot dog eating. Educational? No. Entertaining? Kind of. Regrettable? Absolutely. New Ollie, though, has unlocked smart hedonism DLC. He still wants pleasure, but now he asks, what kind of pleasure will future Ollie thank me for? So instead of doom scrolling, he puts on chill music. He makes tea. He stretches like an NPC trying to look productive. He messages a friend some nonsense. They laugh. He reads a few pages of a book he actually enjoys. Not because it's productive, but because it feels calming and interesting. And here's the strange miracle. He goes to bed feeling good. Not guilty good. Real good. Like internally high-fived by his own nervous system. Next day, he wakes up clearer, lighter, slightly less. All right, let's make this usable, not just philosophical background noise. First, start noticing your pleasure patterns. What do you usually run to when stressed? Food, phone, Netflix? Be honest, not dramatic. Second, use the 10-minute upgrade rule. When you crave cheap pleasure, upgrade it slightly. Instead of scrolling, go for a short walk with music. Instead of junk food, eat something comforting but real. Same category, better quality. Third, schedule your joy. Yes, schedule fun. Spontaneity is nice, but so is knowing you've got something enjoyable waiting for you like a surprise gift from past you. Fourth, ask the magic question. Will this make tomorrow easier or harder? If it makes tomorrow harder, maybe reconsider. If it softens tomorrow, let me give you a mental image you won't forget. Picture 2 cups in your mind. One cup is labeled instant pleasure. The other is lasting joy. Every time you make a choice, you're pouring into one of these cups. The first cup fills fast, but leaks constantly. The second fills slower, but stays full longer and actually hydrates your soul like emotional coconut water. Now here's the trick. Before any indulgence, visualize which cup it feeds. Don't judge it. Just notice. Awareness alone starts changing your behavior naturally. Your brain goes, "Oh, we're doing science now," and suddenly becomes, so here's the takeaway, friend. Hedonism isn't the enemy. Mindless hedonism is. You don't need to starve yourself of joy to grow. You just need to choose pleasure that actually loves you back. The kind that energizes instead of empties. The kind that makes life feel richer, not just louder. Start small. Upgrade your pleasures. Respect your future self. Let joy become a strategy, not a guilty secret. And if this made you see your habits a little differently, stick around.